Andrew!
Welcome back to part 3.
Part 3?
1,000-year-old vampire. Thomas Hawkshaw? I don't even remember anymore.
Bruce Thomas Wayne.
Yes. Well, the recap from last time. You went to New York. You met your friend Florence. And you built a small empire. You started... not in the slave trade, in the reverse of the slave trade. Was it Underground Railroad?
Yes.
You started working against the Confederates to free slaves. And you met along the way lovely Lemonada and Polly.
Yes.
Eventually, that all ended. And you needed to make the Confederates nearly got you. You needed to make a new life. As Bruce Thomas Wayne. You went to London. At first, a hard life. In terms of finding food, figuring out how to live. But you eventually got through it. You became a champagne socialite, fighting for the poor. Florence eventually rejoined you in London as an old man who you now care for. And you also, I almost forgot about Doug, the man. An ominous presence told you about Doug the man who had burnt down your lodge over 100 years ago, has now turned up in London, mysteriously, as a gentleman himself. And finally, we met Bacardi, the daughter of Lemonada, who our lovely Bruce Thomas Wayne has become smitten for. We pick up the story on the next roll. Mark, if you'd please.
2.
Things fall to dust. Lose a resource for which you have no corresponding memory. Do not create a new experience for this prompt. It simply happens as you stare in silence. So I'm going to say your past life is falling away from you. The ornamental rifle on your wall is no more. You've lost all sense of your previous self. So I'm also going to take off army career. And so really your memories start at becoming the vampire, essentially, at this point. You've forgotten about that history, basically. And at one point you just, your servants in the house say, this rifle has become to disrepair, and you go, oh, just throw it out. It simply means nothing to you anymore. You happy with that as the kind of...
Yeah.
You're too focused. You're too focused.
I'm distracted now.
Perhaps we'll say that instead of staring in silence, perhaps you're staring out your window to perhaps catch a glimpse
of Bacardi.
Perhaps in this time of renewal, should we say, in your character?
Perhaps in a time of renewal in my character.
Yes, perhaps we can talk about maybe you're seeing Bacardi a bit more. Perhaps you're showing her London, the ropes, as once Florence did to you in New York. Do you want to elaborate perhaps on this time in your life?
So I reintroduced myself to her at a later date.
Do you perhaps orchestrate an event where you know you're both going to be there?
Yes. I find out that she's working for an American charity.
Mm-hmm.
And
nice.
I try to find a way to ingratiate myself with that charity and, donations and things like that. And she recognises me at an occasion as the man who saved her from the muggers. And I'm able to encourage further contact. Mm-hmm. And we go on public
walks along the promenade.
Walks through the park.
The park, yes.
Yes, carriage rides to, dog shows.
I'm going to say we're hitting, very specifically, 1913 at this point. Dates are a bit fuzzy, but we're going to say 1913 because reasons.
But it becomes my main driving force. Is having more opportunities to meet with her.
You're still doing the usual charity work with some gusto, but not as much.
No. Do anything that's aimed at her.
Okay. So you're really enraptured by this lady. Would you say that she's reciprocating, or is it too hard to tell?
It's impossible to tell. I think I think
Is she flirting back? But it could be friends.
Is it because she knows it's good for her charity, that this is somebody that comes back to her? You know, there's worries there that,
There's
not
doubt.
from me,
Okay.
but from Florence. There's concerns. What is her motivations?
Oh, goodness.
There's worries that.
I like the idea that you come home every night and you regale Florence with your conversations with Bacardi.
Yeah. And, even from his perspective as a 70-year-old man, he's thinking this is just a young girl. She's, it's
just her being youthful. Perhaps you're mistaking youthfulness for some kind of. Perhaps she's just being polite to another gentleman.
Yeah. But anyway,
you've forgotten about your past. The army world is now gone.
It's the line between obsession and. Oh, there's another one. I'm becoming obsessed, basically. I'm going obsessed. I can't.
Okay, give me another roll, please. Yeah, you've lost a lot of your old self to this.
Yeah. 1.
Or
is that 9? No, it's the wrong dice. 9. 1.
I'm gonna interpret this a bit.
Okay.
And I think you'll understand how I'm going to interpret this. Your whole being becomes centered in your sense and your hungers. Perhaps you see what I mean there. Create a skill that demonstrates your feral vampire nature and lose an existing memory. We're going to reinterpret that by your hunger perhaps being desire.
So I've got to lose another memory over my obsession.
Yes, I'm going to suggest you explore hunters and your cabin. You've forgotten your cabin.
Well, I'm not using my hunter-gatherer skills.
I think you're going to say
I'm
that's
living
all lost.
in London society.
You've forgotten how to live in the wild. I think very much so at this stage, and you're putting all your time into socialites, behaviour, etiquette, all this kind of stuff. How to be well-to-do in your life. So yes, let's talk perhaps more about. Perhaps we can even roleplay one of your conversations with the dear lady. So I shall be Bacardi.
Hello.
So perhaps we shall meet at one of the functions. What function will we meet at? Go on, set a scene, and I shall be Bacardi.
It's a gala dinner.
What
the
for?
Meal. What is an American lady fighting for in that time period?
Do you think it's just civil rights?
Maybe it is. I mean, it would be coming up to that time when women's rights.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Okay.
Maybe there's a
women's rights
muddling of
movement.
timelines. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's fine. Things have changed.
Because it did start before the First World War.
I think
And
just
that
generally
kind of
women's
stuff was
rights have
put on
probably
the
always
side.
been a thing, really.
Yeah.
So I think we
But
just do a gala for that.
So there's gala dinner for that. There's lots of.
Mr. Wayne,
Oh, hello.
it's good to see you once more.
Yes.
I enjoyed our walk along the park the other day. I was just saying to one of my lady friends how generous you've been recently.
You put a bit more of an American accent on it.
No. What do you think of his southern?
Yes.
Oh, my dear Mr. Wayne.
Mr. Wayne.
Oh, it's very twangy.
Oh,
my dear Mr. Wayne.
Have you tried the lemonade?
I can hardly get the mud stains out of my dress when you suggested that shortcut through the gardens just last week. But it was perfect to see those flowers that you said were so well hidden. Tell me, how is your hand? I know it's been causing you
Yes.
a great deal of discomfort.
The winters are the worst, madam.
Oh, I'm sure.
The stump
And she'll
aches.
definitely take the stump and rub it through her gloved hands. in a caring way.
In a caring way, yeah, I bet. Grabbing his stump with her gloved hands. Oh, he's having a great time.
I imagine you're sitting next to each other, maybe on a sofa or like a dining event. Just like a gentle rub, just to be like
a gentle rub.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, not too rough, darling. My stump might become engorged.
Anyway,
Right, yeah.
so that's the scene.
Yeah.
So you're going to close it there? No, you're just going to close it there.
Beautiful.
Just going to close it there. So you guys are getting close.
Oh, but he is getting very close.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Do you want to roll again?
Yeah, let's roll again.
So you're becoming...
We're becoming close, but there's still ambiguity about her motivation.
She's a woman of proprietary. She wouldn't, you wouldn't make a move. You wouldn't dare make a move without...
What's more important to her, though? The cause?
With us, you decide as the
that's
author
what I'm
of
saying.
this world.
At the moment, it's still unknown.
Okay.
It's unknown.
We'll let the prompts decide, perhaps.
Yeah. 2.
How do you conceal yourself while you sleep? What steps have you taken for protection? Check a skill, create a resource, create a mortal servant character if you'd like. So I'm going to reinterpret that bit as...
Yeah, you're going to need to.
That's fine. That's the whole
that
point.
kind of danger.
Well, perhaps we are in a kind of danger.
No, I meant in the sense... I mean, nighttime isn't an issue for me.
No, what I'm going to say is the man is about...
I mean...
This is how do you sleep at night with the man
No,
about?
you can
ward him off. You can ward him off, but he's out there. Doug McClaw. And you've been pretty good at separating your life. Bacardi in one world, the man in the other. But now you want to distract yourself more from the man. You've been giving him the slink a lot. You've been figuring out ways to stop him getting in your house. Perhaps you've figured out ways of stopping him getting in the premises via supernatural means.
I've taken on a manservant.
Taken on a manservant. His name, if you'd please.
I had it then. It's gone.
Is gone?
No.
That'd be great.
No.
I like that. Is gone.
It's gone.
Is gone.
It's gone. Rutherford.
Rutherford. A strong name. A British name.
I mean, this is... Yeah.
Rutherford. I can see it now.
He's a burly street fighting fellow.
Can I suggest some things?
Go on then.
Perhaps he's a bit of a witch hunter. A supernatural guy.
Yeah, somebody I've met.
Perhaps he knows of you, but he understands you, and so maybe he's on your side.
He can see my motivations.
Yeah. So perhaps he's guarding you from the man. He knows.
But he's
the
also
tricks.
helping me with my night hunts.
Yeah, no. I think
for the when it comes down to feeding time, he's there to help me.
He understands the supernatural, and perhaps he figured out ways. You don't have to hunt as much now. He's figured out ways of getting you appendices in other ways. Perhaps. Well, there's something that he's helping you. This manservant is helping you.
One thing I wondered if, with my wealth, that I've started looking for medical ways of artificially getting... It's not there yet. I'm spending money right now on that.
I think Rutherford he's got a lab and he's trying things. He's one of those jack of all trades servants. He's a witch hunter kind of guy. He's also doing some experiments. He has an understanding
of the occult and the darkness of the world.
So he reads the spell books, but he knows how to scientify that, if you understand that kind of drift. So he knows
maybe
why...
he has some magic
He understands why the pancreas is... Not pancreas, I keep saying that, sorry.
It's all right.
The appendices. Maybe he understands what in the appendices you need. And so he's trying to distill that essence for you, so you don't have to...
Yeah, but it hasn't... Yeah.
I think I've tried
has made me ill. And
I like Rutherford. And you know what? Rutherford and Flora, in the days that you... Because you're too enamoured with Bacardi, on the days that you can't help Florence, Rutherford's there to help out. And you all get along. It's a gentlemanly house.
Yes.
I like this a lot. Would you like a skill with this?
What just a new option?
You got to check a skill, sorry. You got to check a skill. You've got... Hunter-gatherer.
Left.
I'm going to say hunter-gatherer.
I thought that's gone.
No, you still got it. I'm going to reinterpret.
I suppose the hunting of... Yeah, take the hunter-gatherer, because I'm hunting for myself now.
He's kind of a hunter-gatherer for you as well.
Yeah.
I think there's something in that.
Well, it's helped me be better.
Yeah, he's helped you be better.
Yeah.
No, he's good. You've gathered a new manservant.
God.
Cool.
I've hunted the ladies.
Check's good. Create a resource. You also get a resource. Would you like a resource? Shall we call it? You've got the appendicitomator. You got the lab. I like that. The lab. You've got the lab.
Yeah, I've got a lab.
That's good. I like that. The lab.
Yeah, work is continuing, but there's other things that
he's got ways of keeping the man at check whilst you sleep. That's how do you conceal yourself at night? Rutherford's got you covered. He knows how to.
He's got my back. So
he's lived the rituals to seal the house. Yeah. You can't be burnt down. There's things he's put in place to make sure in the supernatural worlds the man can't get you. Oh, I like this. 2 worlds. Because you've used this has also allowed you, enabled you, freed you to spend more time on Bacardi and real life. You're almost forgetting, perhaps, that you're a vampire because you're putting all these things in place to make yourself feel more human.
That's what it was to be. What I was.
You're trying
before.
To build normal food. You're trying to build a normal life. Very good. I like this. Okay, next roll, please.
5.
It's all coming crashing down.
Oh no.
Your body is undergoing further corruption and change. When do you first notice these changes? Create a new mark. So even though you're trying to ignore, you're trying to get away from it, it comes and claws into your shoulders and drags you back in. The hand. Your hand is reborn. What is your hand reborn as?
A claw.
A claw.
Bear claw.
A
man-sized bear claw.
Nice. So you have the bear claw.
And I have to wear an elaborate glove.
Yes.
To go out in public to make it look like
a medicine, like a padding for...
Well, no, it's like a fake hand.
Okay. You say to people it's a very clumsy fake hand.
But no, it's ornate. I've gone for... But it's a cover over the actual claw. So I've got this thing in my hand that makes it look like I've just been vain and I've just covered up my stump.
Okay.
But underneath it, I've got a fully operational claw.
Bear claw. Yeah. I like this. This could come in handy at some point. Very nice. And did you go to the lab regularly to have it checked by Rutherford?
Yeah, maybe it's some of the side effects. Maybe it came from the side effects of the medicine that or the appendix.
It's just part of what you're trying. It's just it didn't work, and you've now got a bear claw.
Yeah,
but you've learned. Rutherford's taking diligent notes, and he's learning things about this. And it's in your favour, as much as it's a side effect. This is maybe.
I've still got a more of an operational.
You've got a hand back essentially.
Yeah.
It helps with hunting if you're still doing a little bit of hunting. Sometimes you have to.
When I have got I still take out the rubbish of the streets of London with my claw.
Jack the Ripper has emerged.
That was earlier in the.
Fine.
No, we were in New York at that time. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say the next roll is 1914.
1914.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
So, do you want to give me a roll?
Here we go.
Well, should we dive on that? Do you think that Bacardi would notice? Do you think Bacardi would maybe find out? Would there be an interaction? She can't rub your stub anymore.
She can't rub my stub. We haven't got to the point where she can see my claw marks.
You haven't divulged anything. You've not found... But is the relationship becoming closer over this year? We'll say it's been a year and this kind of learning of Bacardi, getting to know her.
I think it's time for her to show her true colours. Almost like that she's been leading me on.
Are you going to try and not force a move, but are you going to divulge your love, express your love, perhaps try and arrange a date, make it more
formal, and then it blows up
somehow? Well, give me a roll and we'll find out what kind of raise that into that.
-2.
-2. Okay, very good.
You have dancing.
You have archaic ways in spite of your focus on blending in. Created resource based on a check skill that reflects this.
what if this interaction with Bacardi reveals myself in a public gathering?
I think, perhaps
Yeah.
you realise how incompatible you are, maybe. In that you still have, because you haven't had a partner in so many years. Over 100 years ago, that you last had a loving relationship, an intimate relationship.
Well, not loving. Maybe that's also the thing. I haven't had loving relationships. I've had lustful, hedonistic relationships with, busty barmaids and farm girls and whoever.
Yes,
is taken in by my charm at that point. And since my powers came, since my vampiric
nature, yes.
Yeah, I haven't had any feelings toward in that way until Bacardi.
Yeah, I think perhaps maybe your way of wooing, it's very clear now, is so old school. It's over 100 years, and you come off and it's just not, and you try something and it doesn't work.
I'm embarrassed in public.
Yeah, maybe.
And
how would you do that? What would be the
thing? And my anger.
There's a frustration that you're trying to get the words
I'm trying to calm, and I'm trying to say something, and my hand kind of grows, ripping the covering, and I hide it, but it's obvious that something odd has happened, and Bacardi sees it. She sees it's not a stump under there. She sees there's something living and flesh come live.
And do you hide in shame?
Well, she is shocked. She doesn't understand. And again, I don't think she had true companionship feelings towards me. I think she was not playing. I don't think it was. I think there's a little bit more of.
She was genuinely friendly towards
you. Yes, but I interpreted it as more, and I wanted more, and the frustration
is built in you,
and so I am revealed, and at that point I hide myself away from society.
So you're gonna say it's what it was you have an archaic way in spite of focusing on blending in. So I'm gonna say the rage from
the rage is back,
and you lash out in public, and everyone sees it. It's a public. It's scandalous. And you flee.
Everybody sees me. The main thing
always lash out at a woman.
The other people, lashing out at a woman in public. No one else sees the hand thing.
It's like a blur. No one sees it.
Only Bacardi. She sees the
true self. Yeah.
And everybody, the societal thing is this is a angry man lashing out at a lady. Yeah. Oh, he's not a gentleman anymore. He's not in the right level of society. He doesn't belong in society.
So you're cast out. So you've got to create a resource based on a check skill that reflects this. So I'm going to say this kind of comes under bloodthirsty.
Is that one of my skills now?
That is one of your skills you've had. Okay. Check skills. I would suggest, so you've got to create a resource. Perhaps after this event, I think a few things happen. Perhaps you decide... I'm speculating. You can tell me if this is right or wrong. Perhaps you decide... We need to move out of London. Now. You've been shamed. Perhaps we go into the countryside.
Society won't accept me anymore.
You go into the countryside, perhaps.
I'm thinking leaving.
Leaving the UK?
Yeah, okay. because this, London society is everything, isn't it?
It is, I suppose.
And I moved to France.
Okay. Do you take...
No. Sorry, that's too easy.
No, you can go to France.
Well, it's 1914, isn't it?
It's going to be real... It's going to be a crazy deal. You could do it, though. The thing is, you wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
So maybe you do go to France in 1914. Keep it in Europe, please, because I don't know anywhere else. Please.
Iceland.
Okay.
No. I think I like where we're kind of guiding it with the Second World War.
First World War still.
First World War, sorry, yeah. No, I think let's go with what you thought about. Let's move him to the countryside. I'm moving to the countryside.
Yeah.
I buy a moderately sized manor. It's got a cave underneath it, and
a bit of a dungeony kind of vibe.
Dungeony,
It's in the okay, very good. And
Yeah.
you bring Rutherford.
Yeah, bring
I'm gonna
Rutherford
say
and
I'm gonna say Florence is sadly he's not made the move.
doesn't want to come.
I think he's too old, and I think he probably spends a couple weeks there. But he was already showing turns.
Give me a few more scenes with Florence.
A few more scenes with Florence.
Because-
Okay. Well, he's looking peaky. Let's say he's
He's
during
looking,
the
yeah,
move.
perhaps
Perhaps also
it's
that's the
tied him
part.
out, yeah.
Perhaps that's the also a reason for the move. Is he's perhaps the London smog is too much.
Yeah.
And it's just a lot of things are
I
making
can't-
this
I
seem
can't
like
go
a
out in
sensible.
society. People are shunning me. I can't.
You
I
prefer
can't-
that Florence feels good in his early,
Yeah.
some fresh air might help
Yeah.
him in his later life. And Rutherford comes with you. He's scouted out the place. He's like, we'll go here.
This place.
We'll get away from
And
the
he
man.
sets up the lab in the
Dungeon.
dungeon basement.
Very nice. I'm going to say, so you got to resource the manor house.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we've got a bit of land around it, and it's almost. Could it rekindle old memories of my
You don't
childhood?
know.
Oh,
Perhaps
come
we
on,
could-
come on, is it? No.
I think
what
some
about,
prompts- I think
what
some
about
prompts
the
give you
irony?
that.
What about the irony then? Okay, it
You
comes.
buy the old.
I don't realise it to begin
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
It's my old home.
You buy the old
The
Hawkshaw
look,
Estates.
That's it. It'll be called the Hawkshaw Estate,
But you don't remember it being.
but I don't remember that being my name anymore.
No. It's all come back round. You bought
And
the old Hawkshaw Estate. But
maybe
it's so surreal. You know what every door is. You
Yeah.
somehow it's so.
Yeah,
maybe it's
I
just
know.
it just feels like
I
home.
know that I'm the one that goes. There's a basement, and I'm the one that
It was sealed up years
There was a
ago.
sealed up basement, and I'm the one that reveals it, and I take Rutherford down there.
But you don't know how you know this.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
And
I love it.
Maybe because what's his face? Florence would have known me as Hawkshaw.
Hawkshaw. He would have, but you've forgotten.
He's got old.
Yeah.
So he's got to that point where his memory isn't where he says. He doesn't know where he is, but he still remembers you. And it's a scene with him. You've gone. I've gone to his room, and he's having one of his moments, and he grabs my face. Thomas, don't forget who you were, Thomas. Always.
Oh my goodness.
So he's dead.
Not a tender moment. Jesus. Okay, so Florence is dead.
But
He dies in the estate.
it's a death scene. Why am I laughing? Right.
It's horrible.
But
End of an era.
that kind of snaps Bruce out of his funk. He's run to the countryside.
Perhaps he needs some time of reflection. He's realised this is a new era.
Yeah,
He's
it's the start of his. He's at
He's had his hedonistic times in London. Thought he could woo a girl. Thought he could be normal. It turns out he can't.
He can't be.
He can't be normal. So he's locked himself away with Rutherford. Rutherford, I like that. I love it. Rutherford. Okay, do you want to give me another roll?
7. That's the highest number I've rolled. Can you count these back, Tom, and let me know if that's the case?
Pardon? Oh, you're going to do a roll count at the end or something?
Yeah, because I think this is the first time I've had a 7.
It probably is, yeah. You had a lot of 1s and 4s. You had a lot of 4s.
I've had a lot of 4s.
Okay, so...
But is that the mid number, though?
No, I don't know what the mid... Anyway. We're getting off track here, Mark.
I'm
okay.
sorry.
So, first, before I read this out, you get the news. Germany has invaded.
Is that what happened?
I think something like that. Isn't it 1914? Germany... What happens at the beginning? Some guy gets assassinated. Oh, gee. Was it Franz Ferdinand?
Yes.
I don't think it literally starts that day. I'm pretty sure it doesn't... Wow. I'm sure I'm going to get this totally wrong, but don't they invade Belgium? Or is that...
No, it's oh, God. It's not...
Anyway, we just say the papers say...
War breaks out.
War breaks out. Excellent cover there. War breaks out.
We don't want to go into the nuance.
This is not for the nuance.
World War One is a... I've seen it
the scene
described
happens.
as a bar fight. If you take each member of this pub
conflict.
being a different country.
Yeah.
I've seen it described as a bar
Everyone
fight.
just goes on.
It says everybody just starts on everybody.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Okay, so we can imagine this cut to scene in the gusty winds of a winter, or I don't even know when it starts. A newspaper flutters by that says "War in Europe." Flutters away. Okay, what simple, practical skill proves invaluable in your strange existence? How did you learn it? Create a skill. So, what skill have you gained from that? You're now in a kind of another reflective period, very similar to your log hut era. Now you've got Rutherford, and that's it. You've just got Rutherford. And Rutherford's, I imagine he's a manservant. He's very cold, so you're not getting emotional.
No, he's not a friend. He's a manservant. He does my bidding.
I think you guys have an understanding.
Yeah, an understanding.
Sometimes he goes away, and he does his own
just
thing
disappears, and you're like, oh, where's
I think
he been?
you know where he's gone. He's gone to do his witch hunting stuff or whatever, and he comes back and he does his bit with you and blah blah blah.
Well, maybe there's a bit of a back and forth on that then. Is that there's some things that are a bit too tough for him. Okay. Being a mortal man. And there are times that he gets me to step in and do a little bit of occult.
So you're saying you've gained an invaluable skill of occult.
Well, no,
it does say a simple practical skill.
A simple practical skill.
Perhaps you've taken up cooking.
No.
He's like, no.
I've got a manservant for that. He does all the cooking.
Do you think he does some meal prep for you when he goes away? I think what simple human task, let's think of it that way, let's rephrase it. What simple human task has reignited in Bruce Thomas Wayne?
Simple knitting? No. Making his own jumpers.
Knitting. This great man of...
Well, maybe,
maybe he's doing poetry. Maybe writing letters.
He's practical. He's always, even though he's lost those memories, there's something about him that he hasn't noticed. He's lost that nature. And maybe he starts gardening. He starts to pick up, do you want to
explain that maybe a bit more than the gardening? Maybe the whole of the estate.
But I think there's something about that whole thing of getting close to it as well. Okay. So landscaping, the estate management.
Yeah, estate management.
And then there's an element
looking
of
after
that
the
kind
animals
of
as well. That kind of stuff.
And also coming unknowingly to his own home, having his hands going to places he kind of has a kind of animalistic memory of.
Yeah.
Natural. It's his home. It's where he started.
Perhaps he remembers there's paths that have grown over, but he still remembers. He somehow knows that this is the way to go.
And he starts treading them, and they
re-emerge.
They re-emerge. Yeah.
He manages the wildlife population so that there's diversity. Maybe it's all been like foxes and deer, and then he brings back badgers and hedgehogs and stuff, and all the kind of things that you'd find on an estate. He kind of cultivates. Oh, Longley, is it?
Well, somebody started that.
It's true.
Hawksmoor Zoo.
He starts the simple and practical skill of zookeeping.
Is this the point where our
during World War II breakout?
What's that film?
World War I breakout.
I started a zoo or something. I built a zoo.
No idea.
There was a book. It's based on Dartmoor Zoo.
Oh, okay.
Have you come across this? We bought a zoo.
Fact checker Jess in the background.
But that's where it ties in. The rest of this is just we bought a zoo. So we'll get that book out and we'll read it through.
Verbatim.
No ties. We're just changing the main character's name to Bruce Thomas.
Perhaps he does get some exotic animals on. I think that'd be kind of maybe he gets. He imports some American wildlife. He remembers fondly seeing some.
Raccoons.
Bison, raccoon. Why not?
Bisons. They've been hunted to extinction almost by this point. Anyway.
Well, that's where he brings them back. Maybe he brings some wild animals from America.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah. So he starts cultivating his natural side. These old memories.
Getting back to hunter explorer in his childhood adventuring the land that he's now recultivating to how perhaps he remembers it with some extra flavour. I like that. I assume he's ignoring the war. He's isolating himself.
Yeah, the kind of damage he could bring to the conflict himself would be too much.
He's almost ignoring it, I imagine. If that makes sense. I mean, he's not even thinking about the world around him.
Yeah, he has isolated himself.
Perhaps that's where Rumford's going. He's drafted in by this, MI6 in some kind of... He does some covert missions that, to do with the occult, stopping some occult stuff happening.
Yeah,
I like that Rumford's...
Yeah. Rutherford's doing some stuff, and he there's occasional things where he goes to Bruce, things that he needs help with, somebody with a...
he's on the other side. That makes sense of the supernatural. Because Rutherford isn't supernatural himself naturally.
No, he isn't.
He just knows
of it, and he knows how to use some elements.
You're kind of on the other side of the fence.
Whereas I've got super strength, I've got super abilities that is useful. I've got a claw.
What do you do? Would you go off and do things, or do you need, maybe he just wants some blood from you because it's useful in a ritual?
Yes. Yeah, there would be things like that, blood. I think I would go on some things, especially if they were affecting in Britain.
Okay, so you stopped some secret ploys in the UK.
Things where spies...
Okay, so you are doing a bit of warring.
But I'm not getting my hands really dirty.
Okay, you're just doing the occasional thing for Rutherford, and it's kind of the right thing to do.
Yeah, and Rutherford is probably cautious to use me on something.
Yeah. I imagine you're almost just protecting your territory in a sense. You're not concerned with the war. You're just like, I don't want the war to be on my doorstep. Yeah. So I'm just stopping it getting to these shores.
Out of the UK.
Yeah. I like that. And so you're just stopping Germans landing on British soil. I like that. Yeah. So he's doing the best. He doesn't concern himself. He's immortal. He gets shot. Whatever. He just claws the guy to death. He doesn't think too much of it. He wants to be back at his guy. He's thinking of his daisies when he's off on mission. I like that. Could you give me another roll, please? I like where this is going.
Yeah. 2.
1, 2.
Hold on a minute. -2.
A -2. Ooh, 1, 2.
I forgot which way I'm adding. Minusing, sorry.
The world has evolved in a way you can't comprehend, causing you to lose a good amount of wealth. What happened? Check a skill, create a skill that will hopefully prevent this happening again. Lose a resource.
I think it's World War One has lost me money. I haven't put into weapons manufacturing. I haven't.
You just lost everything from it, basically.
Well, I still got the house.
No, I think you'll lose a resource. You've got an axe and a house. Oh, you've got the lab. You might lose the lab.
Maybe getting hold of the certain chemicals that I've been using for the lab has become difficult because of the war, because of manufacturing needs for producing things for the war.
I think that you've had turmoil because of the war. As much as you tried to avoid it.
So I've had to downgrade everything. So I've had to let go of the lab.
Okay, well, so you've lost the lab.
Yeah,
you found that you just can't do the research you wanted to. The appendices research just isn't working out.
I can't do anything with this. The hand, we're trying to make it more human, but it's just a claw.
Yeah, perhaps it's getting a bit of a mind of its own as well. Sometimes it's like lashing out when you
lose. Yeah.
It's doing that. Okay, so
what was it? So I had to lose. So I've lost the lab as a resource.
Yeah, check a skill. I'm gonna
bloodlust again.
You've already checked. You can't do that again.
Okay.
I'm gonna say optimism. I'm gonna check that. Actually, no, because you're not using it. You're not.
No,
using
I'm not being optimistic.
Gardening and stuff. I'm just gonna say you've checked that. You have been using it.
Yeah, I mean that's my focus. It's become.
And then create another skill that will hopefully prevent this happening again.
Determination. Not to let things repeat again. Let myself
focus.
Maybe.
Worldly.
Yeah, worldly. Be more world.
I think you've learnt maybe shutting yourself off too much is.
Well, no, I don't think that's what's happened. I don't think that's the reason why I've lost out. I think it's because I haven't.
In my mind, that is. I think you've had in my mind, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm merely the guide.
Yeah, you're the guide. Godlike guide, I think it was.
The benevolent god.
Benevolent god,
Yeah.
Benevolent.
I'm going to suggest that perhaps your character, you're so focused on your gardening, you're not looking at your estate money. You're not looking at what your accountants are sending you.
So
It's just all going...
I'm just kind of hiding on and going to the thing that's nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
whatever. Yeah, just
the manor
just
house is
make it
actually
go.
turning into a bit of a disrepair. It's almost getting a little bit...
The house itself is becoming
in disrepair.
Whereas the garden is
It's more like wild. You've kind of... I imagine it's not neat. Maybe it's like a wild garden, but beautiful in its own way.
yeah.
And it's just...
It doesn't. It's not like overrun. It's just not a garden. It's more.
Perhaps
of a,
you have flower meadows where others would have freshly trimmed lawns. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And perhaps, because you're so isolated, people just have always assumed it's been uninhabited. Perhaps it's the manor house. The manor house on the hill.
And I'm living out of a handful of rooms.
Maybe you
it's only me and Rutherford in the house.
Yeah. You don't need all the rooms. So it's just maybe you get maybe your skill is frugalness, Matt. Like in terms of you just learn to live with what you have. Do you know what I mean?
No, because that's not going to prevent it happening again.
Well, it is because you just learn to just accept how you are. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to get something.
I think I think it's something to do with the not ignoring the world around you, perhaps.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to go back into the world.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think I've isolated myself. I've been hurt. You know, I put this woman on a pedestal.
Yeah. You've done too
I've
much
misread the situation.
introspection. Perhaps you were too focused on the woman, then you were too focused on the garden.
Perhaps I tend to do that, don't I? I focus on one thing or another.
Yeah, and lose sight of a bigger picture, perhaps. Very good. Okay, so that's what we'll say you do, and you lose a resource, which you've lost the lab. Rutherford it doesn't use the lab anymore. You know, you've not asked him about anything recently. He's perhaps, MI6 is probably funding its own lab.
He's got something. Yeah, he's got something else.
He's kind of in a way almost moving out, but not really. He's become more a
thinking
carer
the kind
in
of
some
timing.
capacity.
If you think about, the timing of this period, there were big estates with people, but a lot of them were going off to fight in the war. The landowners themselves were having to find more energy to maintain it a lot themselves. So it kind of has parallels with.
Yeah, I think Rutherford's off and he's doing his own thing. He's needed. He's actually a very essential part of the British strategy. Perhaps we should do Rutherford's campaign after this. Cool, I like that. Let's hit me again with another roll.
Yeah, this roll will probably just kill him. 4.
You were captured in a trap set for predatory mortals. What sort of criminal are you taken to be? How does this experience help you learn to better prey on mortals? Make a new skill sours the purity. Make a new skill that sours the purity of a pleasant memory.
A new skill that sours the memory.
So I'm going to say captured. So
well, I'm thinking I'm on a mission for Rutherford.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
Yeah. Maybe this is the first time I've been sent abroad.
Yes, it's desperate times.
Yeah, the war's been going on too long, and I'm starting to wake up and start to realise that
perhaps you can be helpful.
I can,
a bit more helpful.
I can be more helpful. That'll help me. The help the world kind of thing. So I'm sent into.
I feel like you don't even look the house is in such disrepair. You just walk out the door, almost right. Like you just go out and you don't.
Let's go. Come on, let's go. So I'm sent behind enemy lines, and I'm captured by a German occultist.
You're trying to stop occults.
Yeah.
I love this idea that under World War One there's like an occult war going on, and you're trying to stop a ritual perhaps, but actually the ritual is just an entrapment to entrap you.
They wanted to get me. That was the thing.
That was the plan. Yeah.
And so I'm caught by some sort of spell.
So you're now caught. Okay.
What was the...
What sort of criminal are you taken to be? I think we know what you are. You're a prisoner of war.
Yeah.
How does this experience help you learn better to prey on mortals? Perhaps you're learning more where perhaps you haven't thought too much about the occult until now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. Because up till now, the main thing you've been doing...
You've been trying to fit into society,
You've been trying to fit into society with a hidden background of killing the worst of humanity to feed your addiction to
Your
Pegasus.
addiction.
My addiction.
Yeah.
Sorry. And so he will then... So he's been caught and he's got to learn a skill.
So in it...
was it learn a...
how does this experience help you to better... Oh yeah, make a new skill that sours a otherwise purely pleasant memory. Purity of a pleasant memory.
What memories have we got left?
We've not been keeping track at this point because there's just so many, but I think things like the gardening, perhaps, and perhaps your time as a socialite, perhaps your time as a freedom fighter. Those kind of memories come to mind as
to be honest, I think the gardening would be the thing, because it's the thing that I was hiding away to do, ignoring the horrors that was out there. Maybe maybe to get to where I was captured, I had to go through the trenches and witness it firsthand, the horrors of the First World War.
I like that.
And realised I haven't read newspapers. It's just something happening elsewhere. And, Rutherford has made me do stuff that's protecting Great Britain directly. And now, this first time ever, I've seen, the horrors of the war, the mechanisation of it all.
Do you want me to put as a new skill warmongering, perhaps? Or something called just war?
It's almost not revenge. What's another way? Avenging.
I like that. Avenging. Very nice.
Yeah.
So you're now captured.
Yeah.
You're a prisoner of war and you're spiteful. I imagine you're locked up in a castle somewhere in Germany, chained, spellbound.
Lightning bolts in the background at
tortured.
all hours.
It's pretty brutal existence. I think this is not where you've fallen from grace. You have no money, nothing. You are now, again, after many years imprisoned. Right, give me another roll. How are you escaping this?
One.
When you hunger too much, you become a hunting creature, bereft of intellect. Lose a random experience from your memories anywhere in the middle of your memory list. So what I'm going to say is, for this, because they're not feeding you, you're just chained up.
And that makes a lot of sense.
You're becoming a wild animal again.
They're not feeding me. I'm losing all control.
Yeah.
And that enables me to escape.
I think so. They don't understand your power when you're...
I become, it's in the same way my hand has grown. I grow and I start to...
I think it's become more a bare arm rather than just a bare hand, perhaps. Or like that. So you escape. You escape into the German Black Forest.
Yeah.
Into the Black Forests. Untouched by the war, I think. Maybe.
Well, no, yeah. Because
that was
it. It was quite relatively static fight. Yes, it was in different parts of the world, but the battle lines of
didn't move that
France,
much.
they just backed and forth like that. I think Germany didn't... I don't think they had any lines of it. I think it just ended and then they were told to... Yeah.
I think in this times, it says take memory. You've lost all memory of Lemonade. I'm going to say that. All of your American times... they're gone.
Yeah.
You can only remember ever... Actually, we're now going back again. You can only remember your time as a Britishman.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. And
Florence is gone. Florence is gone from your memory. Isn't that sad? Actually, really sad when I think about it.
Yeah.
That man whose gravestone sits in the now derelict Hawkshaw estates.
But maybe that's one thing that's remained is this word, Hawkshaw.
Maybe Hawkshaw's... But, I think it means different things now to you in some ways.
It means the house.
It means the house.
But it's still something there.
It resonates. Yeah. I think it resonates, but without, direct memory or imagery.
Not knowing that there's a more direct memory.
So you're now in the Black Forest.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a beast. I think you're now, at this point,
I'm just very feral.
Just a feral monster. But maybe a couple years, I think you'll see out the war perhaps.
Yeah.
In this feral state.
I think that's it. Yeah, the war.
In the chaos of the war, you can kind of get away with it. No one's hunting you.
Yeah, I'm just, killing those around me, going on battlefields, just finding appendices. everywhere.
Yeah,
Just-
you maybe that's it. Maybe you're regularly called out, not called out, but like there's a calling for you to just go to battlefields and just you're kind of seen as a like an omen of death.
Yeah,
on the fields.
It becomes a legend of
Yeah.
this
The Louisiana.
the Louisiana cannibal. No, the Black Forest bear.
The Black Forest Bear, that's great. I like that.
Yeah.
You've got so many legendary names here. Goodness me. Okay, so you're the Black Forest Bear now.
Yeah.
Give me another roll.
6.
You begin a fantastic construction that puzzles the mortals around you. Give just a hint as to its purpose. Lose your resource and gain the skill visionary. So I'm going to...
The construction.
I think of this more metaphorically. Perhaps during your time delving deeper into the supernatural, you've had visions of something. And expand on that, perhaps.
A wood cabin in a forest.
Whoa. That's a throwback.
It's a throwback.
I like
so,
that.
So it's not as beautiful.
That's also saying the manor house is gone, by the way. You have to lose a resource. That manor house is...
What?
It's either that or the axe.
Well, the axe is gone.
Okay, fine. We'll take the axe away. We'll take the axe away. You get the manor house is still there in your name. Very well.
Yeah, no, I need that. I need that, I think, for possible...
So you've got something being constructed fantastical.
Yeah, so I start building this, trying to replicate this cabin.
I guess this is very parallel to that time.
But I have no tools. I'm just a feral creature, and I'm just building almost...
You're kind of snapping back into human form again.
Yeah.
For the second time in your life.
I'm trying to get... Yeah, and there's a memory of this. I remember how it's built, and I know how to do it, and it's not as polished as the first one.
Mm. It says fantastical, so maybe it is
a vision.
Just as nice.
Oh, okay.
It says fantastical construction that puzzles the mortals around you. Maybe they're not used to an American-style log hut in the middle of the Black Forest in Germany. That would puzzle people if they saw that.
Yeah, definitely.
They'd wonder where they got the meat antlers from. They'd hung up outside. I think that's nice. I think that's a really befitting thing. And I think you're perhaps calming back down.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Chilling out now. Yeah.
You're doing your new reflection.
The fury of the war has ended, and that's taken that kind of... Yeah, because that would have had an effect, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Being in a countryside where with war happening all the time, people dying all the time, there would have been an effect.
Yeah, I think...
And that has calmed, and it's
he's
allowing
reflecting
you
the mood of the world, perhaps, of calming. I like that. Okay, give me another roll.
2.
Society has changed. Mm. How has travel become easier for you? Recover any stationary resources from which you still have a memory. They are re-added to your resources. Arguably, the hut, the cabin. You lost that resource.
I've already... It's almost like we've done this before with the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've gained it back in this construction of the fantastical. Yeah. You've regained it. How has movement become more easy, would you say? Maybe around Germany?
Maybe I've gained my level of civilization back to enough of a degree to be able to go into local towns.
Yeah.
To be able to barter for things.
Perhaps this is the first time, thinking about it, this is the first time that you've eaten a foreign appendices. Perhaps you've gained the knowledge of the language.
Yeah, I can speak German fluently
and
now.
French.
And French.
And a lot of Europe, you've become a polyglot, and you've learnt languages by ingesting the bodies of those.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
like yeah.
I'm
going to say that's how it's become easier because
you can communicate.
I'm going to say polyglots.
And then there'll be an element with that. Then I've started trading with local communities.
You can do
with
lumber.
Things I can create. Yeah, I can do lumber. I've managed to get more tools by trading.
You're very good at fishing.
Yeah, I'm
not bad.
But then how am I? I'm going into these towns with my arm hidden under a thing.
Maybe you're seen as like a hunchback.
Yeah.
Maybe you disguise yourself as
somebody that was wounded in the war.
Yeah.
So no one asks questions. They just
I'm sure actually
They
people
just-
wouldn't. There'd have been so many horrific
Yeah.
things that people just accept
There's
this.
this pity towards me.
Yeah, yeah.
But I build up a bit more of a life.
The local village, I guess, accepts you on the outskirts. They're very happy with you. They don't mind.
He's
They
just
know
in
who
the,
you
he's
are.
in the forest. He comes in. He makes beautiful wooden chairs, sells them to us, and we sell.
Sell
give
stuff
him
back.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a very
And
happy
he-
existence.
he's-
People don't
yeah.
ask questions. Maybe it's a time
Maybe
when
the
people don't
children.
ask.
Maybe the children are a little bit more like
Cautious of the guy.
Yeah.
They call you names,
the-
but you don't think
yeah.
much of it.
the hunchback.
The hunchback of the Black Forest.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so you're rebuilding a life,
Mm.
a humble existence.
Yeah.
I like this,
Yeah. But
but
well, it depends on the role, I
well,
suppose.
should we leave this episode here?
Yes.
So this is part 3.
Part
Thank you
3.
very much, Mark. For
Yeah.
part 3.
Thank you very much.
See you for part 4.
See you for 4. See you in 4.